Hello and welcome to our online meeting for week 4, CIS 3600. And we're officially halfway there. So week 3 finished up. Last week we had our first lab assignment, so everyone got that taken care of and submitted. So we will have one more next, I believe it's next week in week 5. So have another one of those to look forward to. Also, this week we'll be covering local area networks and Ethernet. I'll talk about those in just a bit, but our discussion board this week, just to kind of give folks a little heads up with that, put an acceptable use policy out there. And what I'm looking for with this week's assignment is for you to go in and choose one of the items on the acceptable use policy and either talk about it from the employer's perspective as to why it makes sense and is applicable, or from the employee's point of view as to why it is or is not. So, and then in your responses to others, choose the opposite. So if there's an employer version, respond as the employee. So I want folks looking at both sides of this. And also, just a reminder, first post is due by Friday. So make those by the 7th this week. Also, this is, last week I opened up the final paper assignment. So if you have any questions around that, please feel free to bring those up and ask. But the assignment this week is to write just over a paragraph on the topic of your paper, and there's some instructions in the actual assignment, but give a feel for what it is you're going to be talking about, some of the business applications, that sort of thing, just so that I have an idea of what it is you're going to be writing about and kind of give you some feedback from there, what direction to go, or if the topic's too broad, topic's too narrow. Another thing with that, as we're going through these, is with the paper topic itself and the final is coming up. Make sure we're talking about a technology. A lot of people, or just a topic that a technology topic that we've covered in class. A lot of people will say, I want to talk about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is great, but it's about this wide, and you can't cover that in any justice in this length paper. So you need to pick a specific area. Or same thing with internet. The internet is huge. Focus down a little bit more. So I may give you some focus information. Also, if anyone is an employee of St. Louis University, particularly the medical side of things, EPIC is not a technology. EPIC is a product. It is an enterprise resource or an electronic records product, but it's not a technology. So if you do want to talk about that, talk about it from the perspective of the technology, cloud-based application, or electronic medical record technology, but not specifically a particular product. So if that's the case, I'll point that out in this week's paper as well. Also, this week brings us to the middle, so we have the midterm exam this week. All multiple choice and true false. There are extra credit built in, as well as a couple of fill in the blank questions. And it says so on the exam. I'll tell you now, and I'll put another reminder out there, but if you get the fill in the blank questions marked wrong because spelling or some new abbreviation, that sort of thing, don't worry. I will go back through and apply human logic to these before the grades are posted. So never fails. I always get a couple of people, hey, I missed this one and it said I was wrong, but it was right. So I will go through, I will look at it and make sure that you get the appropriate credit. So there's actually no one is dialed in this week. So with that, I will wrap this one up. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I know that some folks have been using the discussion board, the class Q&A discussion board in Blackboard. So feel free to use that. Or if it's more specific to your individual grade, please reach out directly. Otherwise, take care, and I will see you on Blackboard.